Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, nako, magandang gabi. Nako, nasa tenga ko na naman yata. Okay, good evening. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Welcome ho sa ating program. Ito po ang Legal Advice Corner. So, magandang gabi ho sa ating mga kababayan sa patusulok ho ng United Kingdom. Good evening, happy Tuesday ho, no? At syempre sa ating mga kababayan sa apat na sulok ho ng Europa, welcome ho kayo dahil kung nanonood kayo, syempre, welcome na welcome. Welcome kayo mga kababayan natin. At syempre sa ating mga kababayan sa buong mundo, Pilipinas man, Mapa Amerika, Canada, Middle East, welcome ho dito sa ating programa. No? Good evening ho. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN, ang inyong nakakasama ho every Tuesday evening. Pero, hindi ho ako ang star of the show. Ang star of the show ho natin, yung Brains and Beauty ho natin kasama na maraming mga achievements, athletic to, no? Ako hindi ko nagagawa yung mga ganun, no? Mapatakbo ho ng marathon, hindi ko ho na-experience. Kaya't marami ho mga experiences to, nasa martial arts pa ho to. Bala ko ho siguro, baka mid of this year or summertime, simulan ko siguro mag-enroll sa tatanungin ko na lang siguro yung ating very special co-host for tonight. No? Siya ang star of the show. Mga kaibigan, hindi ko na patatagalin. No? Ito ho yung ating Happy Tuesday girl. Okay? Siya ho yung ating dagdag kaalaman girl on a Tuesday. Mga bagay-bagay na tungkol sa batas dito sa United Kingdom na nais ho ninyong malaman, dito ho sa ating co-host or kasama or star of the show na magbibigay ho ng mga kasagutan ho dyan. Well, pakilala ko na, hindi ko na ho patatagalin. Mga kaibigan, let's welcome on the program. Siyempre, yung ating Brains and Beauty, ang ating pinakamamahal na abogada ng bayan ho. Walang iba kundi hindi po muna ang managing partner ho ng Deo Volentes Solicitors. Walang iba kundi si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Happy Tuesday, Attorney. Good evening.
Happy Tuesday, Mr. Laragan. Happy Tuesday sa lahat ng mga taga-subaybay natin, sa apat na sulok ng mundo, mapa UK man, Europa, Pilipinas, or elsewhere. Welcome back, tuloy po kayo.
Yes.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy
It's cold
Tuesday.
today, no? Medyo malamig ngayon. Para tayo.
Yes.
Gapo mo naman, Mr. Laragan.
Nag-ano lang ako, I'm trying, it's a change for 2022, attorney, no?
Yeah.
Dahil, ano ba tawag dito? Yeah, it's just a change for 2022, no? Naisip ko, sabi ko, teka muna, why not, no? Let's for a change. So, pag every year may pagbabago, no? Every year nagbabago ang taon. So, siguro, so resolution ko for this year, I'll try to look, medyo babagay ako sa inyo dalawa ni Attorney Lira. Kasi dati naka-polo shirt. Pero okay pa rin. Pwede pa naman din. Mas kaya lang. I'll try to, as much as possible, dress smartly in a way. Or medyo makabagay sa inyo. So,
napaayos ako ng color na ano din ako na conscious ako, nagayos ako bigla. No, it's good to be back. It's happy.
Miss ka namin.
Dagdag kaalaman day kung ano naman ang ating hopefully may impart sa ating mga ka-remote social bubble. Pagdadala ng po tayo dito. At it's been a home. It's been a virtual home of many community members, including myself. Parang uwian ko to every Tuesday. Nakakatawa pong umuwi. So, how have you been, Mr. Laraga? Kamusta ka po?
Okay naman. Now, we were supposed to go out last weekend. Gaya na sinabi mo, ngayon malamig at chilly, around 2 degrees. The highest was sa lugar namin 3 or 4 degrees. So, malamig kanina. Talagang balot ako. I had to go out. Meron ako mga nilakad. Tapos, pero weekend, we were supposed to go out. Hindi natuloy masyado eh. Kahit, because it was supposed to be our anniversary, parang celebrating our anniversary ni Sol, no? But we didn't get the chance, no? We did some a bit of cooking, ganyan. So, yun na lang. Okay na lang. Pero ikaw yata, mukhang ikaw, how was your weekend? How was your week from the last time we had the program? Ano ang update sa'yo?
Yeah, katulad niya, nagluto ka. Ang dami hata natin, puro lahat hata tayo, nagluto tayo nung weekend. It's quite cold.
Yes.
January. So, katulad mo din, Mr. Laragan, may mga restaurant. Yan! So,
Yan.
malamig. So, sinigang na salmon head po ako. Nakita ko yung may salmon head dun sa
Wow.
Asian market na pinupuntahan ko. And
So,
nagpakbet!
Ooh. Wow. Pakbet na.
Piniritong
Ilan yan?
isda.
Good for 2 days, 3 days? Anong pakbet
Ay,
mo?
hindi po. Malaki pong ano yan. Malaki yung niluto ko is isang kalderos. Marami pa. Yung ulam ko na naman siya mamayang gabi pag uwi ko.
Ooh, sarap pa.
So yeah, it's
Pakbet. Question ko lang doon sa may salmon. Normally, we buy the salmon, Lidl, Asda, Tesco, Sainsbury's. Pero yung yung parang naka-attorney, yung parang naka-plastic na yung dikit na dikit ba? Yung, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos gugupitin mo, tapos saka mo lang mailalabas.
that's right.
Ito, bihira ako makakita ng ulo. You want to parang sa mga tindahan ng fish yan? Doon mo nabili?
Yeah. I go normally. I'm a big fish fish lover. So ang Saturday ko pa talaga. So I've got 3 fish supplier, isang English, yung normal na fishmonger, and 2 Asian. I don't know, the other one's different. Basta yung isa is Asian. So depende kung ano yung mood ko. And sometimes both. Meron silang salmon head. Doon mo makukuha yung prawn, salmon head. Matagal na ako naghihintay ng alimango pero hindi ko ano-anohan yung alimango. So depende, nakita ko lang yun. Sabi ko, may salmon head, then may random fish. And then yung prawn na binibili ko every Saturday. At saka nagkikrave ako. Ilang linggo na ako nagkikrave ng pinakbet. So, sabi ko, masarap sa pinakbet. Yeah, masarap sa yung piniritong isda sa pinakbet. So,
ano to? Ano tong isda mo na to? Ano nga pala to isda mo na to?
Sardines. Fresh sardines lang po yan. Kasi sa UK, madaming fresh sardines.
Wow. Saan mo nabibili yan? Sa kaya yan?
Maghahanap
pa ako niyan.
Sa Asian, anuhan ko lang.
Gusto ko
it's
yan.
quite fresh. So, madami dito Cornwall kasi sa Cornwall may mga fresh sardines.
Wow.
So, I had that deep fried. Saktong-sakto sa
Hindi air fried, deep fried. Wala kang air fryer.
Wala akong air fryer. Deep fried talaga to. Deep fried. Tapos yung pakbet ay may parang bagnet yan. May piniritong lechon kawali yan. So, I don't think it's...
Pati nga, pakita mo yan direct. Yung may pakbet, may sardines, may bagnet. Asan ang bagnet doon?
Ayan, nakahalo na po.
Nakahalo na.
Nakahalo na.
Direct yung picture na pinakita mo kanina, yung meron tatlo yata isdang maliliit na mga payatot. Oh, yung wala na. Hindi mo na makita.
Wala na si Derek.
Hindi mo na makita. Iba yung ito ano lang to. Sige. Yung direct yung picture na kanina kasi 'di ba, ang picture mo isa yung salmon head, no? Yung ulo, tapos meron kang picture na isa, yung pangalawa.
Yung pakbet, Derek, yung pakbet.
Pakbet. Yan, direct, yan. Okay.
Ayan yung sa gilid ng pakbet po, yung sa taas ng rice.
Parang yung karne, no? Yung karne to,
pero dun sa pinakbet po, may nakahalo po yung
direct, pakita mo lang direct para yan. Okay, ito nakikita ko sardines, tapos meron kang beans yung nakapatong sa bagnet mo?
Hindi,
String
spring onion, may bagnet pa po dun, kahalo ng pakbet meron pa.
Meron pa.
Meron
Tapos
akong
ano yung
halo.
parang nasa glass na yun? Nasa ano?
Ano nga yun, yung sinamak sa Ilonggo, ano nga ba yun sa, ano
Parang
yung
sausawan?
parang sausawan, opo, sausawan.
Okay. Sausawan. Okay. Good.
Opo,
Masarap.
oo.
Ito naman.
Filipino, nag-crave talaga ako eh.
Wow. All of them in one go or two separate days?
No, separate. Saturday po yung salmon and then Sunday yung pinakbet.
Wow.
Sunday yung pinakbet tsaka fish. So,
Teka muna yan. Samo isang buo ba yan o heads ang nabibili mo?
heads lang, heads lang. May isa
Okay.
lang po ako.
Magkano yan? Magkano heads? Magkano more or less?
Napakamura, 2 for 150. As in, parang pinapamigay lang dito.
Well, ako gusto ko nga yan eh. Alam mo ba sa Washington DC, attorney, no? Doon sa malapit sa seafront, meron doon lugar. Pero ang style doon, head, pero parang one side ng, parang may putol pa one side ng konti. Tapos nabibili mo lang ng mura, no? So dadayo pa kami from, kunyari kung saan kami nakatira, kunyari kung 13th Avenue or 13th Street, wherever, papunta ron sa seafront, doon mo mabibili. Kaya ang sarap yan, gusto ko yan. At saka maganda, salmon kasi oily fish yan eh. You're having, these are the best fishes kasi, di ba? Yung fats, good fats, oily fishes, of course, avocado, mga walnuts, ganyan, mga Brazil nuts. And then of course, itong yung sardines, sardines, yan ang mga oily fish eh. Sardines, mackerel, and yung isang yung salmon. But it's good.
Yes,
Galing,
that's
ha?
right. Yeah.
Gaganda lalo. So ikaw ay naka-collagen ka na, lalo pang gaganda ang skin mo, pati hair mo. Dahil yung oils ng mga isda, pupunta na sa katawan mo eh.
Yeah,
Diba?
exactly.
You are
At
what you eat.
mahilig po ako sa isda. So, personally, it's more of talagang siya yung ko. Mas gusto ko siya kaysa normally karne. So, very happy pag lalo na pag nagki-crave ka ng Filipino food, napakasarap pag
Wow.
talagang
Alam mo, last show natin, nagutom ako kwentuhan natin. So, would you believe, gabi na matutulog na ako, nagkaroon ako ng heavy dinner. Oo, dahil tag dito. Ako nagutom ako sa mga description, mga pinag-uusapan natin. Was it last week or another week? Basta ganun eh. I was so hungry right after. Ito ka muna. Ito I see you something like nasa outdoor ka?
Yes.
Back in the playground.
Nasa lake. Yan yung lake. River dun sa
Sa tapat?
sa Bedford. Yung napuntahan po na sa harap ng embankment. Yan po yan.
Yes.
So, I'm trying to get out and start, out and as well as treadmill, back to treadmill kasi malamig masyado. So, start from the scratch ang training. 4 na taon akong hindi nakakatakbo ng mahaba-haba. 2 taon ako nawala sa gym. So,
Ito ba yung gym nyo mismo sa building, attorney?
Apa. Yes,
Na
that's the
minsan
gym.
parang masosol. Boy, nagbo-weights ka yan? You deadlift? So,
Ay, hindi po. Hindi.
Squats?
Hindi, naiwan lang yan.
Okay.
Naiwan yan. I was using the treadmill actually. So pagkatapos yan, I was stretching. Important mag-stretch. Yun lang siguro yung sa fitness advice corner ngayon. It's very important to stretch.
To avoid injuries, tama ka, attorney. Tama yan.
It's very
Stretching.
important to stretch.
Before and after, before you're
Before
doing
and
your
after.
exercise and after. Uy, may isa pa akong dish na nakikita rito. Akin yata to. Kanino sa'yo ba to? Kanino ba to? Mukha sa'yo pa rin ba to? Kanino to? Direct. Sige, pakita mo nga. Pakita mo nga, kanino yan?
Sa'yo po yan. Sa'yo po yan.
Sa akin to.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, sa akin to. Salmon 2 eggs. Ano pa ba yun?
avocado, yeah.
Avocado. Kasi good in fats, no? Superfood yung avocado. And then nag-apple juice, although I shouldn't be, sabi ko ba't pareho tayo ng tablecloth, no? Akala ko, yun pala sa amin yun. Yes, that's a regular routine ko. I eat a couple of fried eggs every day. And then I eat avocados, no? So, kasi yan ang superfood eh. Superfood
Yes,
yan,
that's right.
Superfood.
That's right.
Okay. Well, nagsimula ka na sa physical fitness. You're eating yung mga fish na mukhang maano mo ka. Parang baka this weekend maghahanap din ako ng mga yung mga salmon heads. Kasi
Yeah,
masarap no?
sa mga fishmonger, Asian food store, mga ganon. Madaming kung ano-anong naka-offer. So, I enjoy going, I enjoy looking kung ano yung meron sila. So, parang namamalengke ka din. So, yun ang
Yeah.
Sabado ko, maghahanap ako ng kung ano-anong lulutuin ko. Minsan nakaplano, minsan, minsan, hindi naman nakaplano yung salmon head, may nakita lang ako. Sabi ko nga, masarap, no? Masarap isigang. So,
Kung
yun.
magkapit, no? Kung magkapit bahay lang tayo, attorney, pag mga sobra tayo, pwede tayo magpalitan.
Oh,
Ay,
exactly.
nagluto
Yeah,
kami
yeah.
ng I don't know, hindi ko alam kung weekend to. Yeah, I think itong weekend, nagluto kami ng parang, alam mo ba yung laing?
Opo, yes.
Yes,
Hirap yun,
so wala
Hirap
kasing,
yun.
well, may gabi sa mga Asian stores yata. Pero what we did was, we did yung kale.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay,
Oo.
interesting.
Ang sarap.
Oh,
Ang sarap. Ang
wow.
sarap.
Galing
Oo.
na.
Kasi kale is also a superfood eh. So,
That's right.
yeah. So, ginawa namin, nung one time, naggawa ako ng parang banana smoothie naman, tapos kale and then spinach. Okay naman.
Oh,
Masarap
wow.
naman. Yun ang masarap, no? Pero
Sarap.
itong kale, sarap ang laing. You should try it. Ang nagturo sa akin, si Maria Ellis.
Oh,
Kasi,
okay.
ano yan Bicolana. From Bicol.
That's right. Oh,
And
laing
laing
Bicol
yata.
yun, diba? Yeah.
Yes, oo. Kaya lang hindi ko kaya yung maanghang. So,
Yung
mild
anghang.
lang, no? Mild lang. Yeah, laing lang. So, we had wonderful dishes that we prepared this weekend. Ikaw and you and me, no?
Yes.
Sinigang. Wow. Parang ako nagutom.
Nakakaano, diba? Nagutom nga ako.
Oo, nagutom ako.
Gusto ko
Oo,
sinigang
gutom.
ko. So, ano na lang. Ano ngayon, pakbet ulam ko mamaya. Pakbet tsaka, isda. So,
Ay,
nakaka...
Pareho tayo. Leftovers. Siguro, Nico,
Leftovers.
yung gabi kong leftover, no? So yeah. Well, it's good. It's nice to know
It's
that
good,
you're
it's good, it's
back in
good.
your yung parang training program mo, or I don't know, physical fitness program in preparation for anything happening in the springtime
Yeah,
or summertime. And it's nice, no? Headed towards ikaw din na nagsabi, do these things at this time of the year, di ba?
Exactly.
Diba?
Madami pa nagti-training. May mga nag-comment nga doon sa post na sabay kami nag-training. So a few people really are starting to train now, January, because sasalubungin mo yung spring, sasalubungin mo yung mga
Wow.
events ng March and April. So fingers crossed. And yeah, nafe-feel mo na parang palabas na tayo sa pandemic eh. So masarap na kunin uli kung ano yung mga routine natin pre-pandemic,
Yes. Oo
yung freedom natin pre-pandemic. So, fingers crossed, tuloy-tuloy na tong
Sana tuloy-tuloy na. Wag ma-deluge yung yung NHS, no, because ang worry lang din because of the pag open na konti baka may threat
right.
ng no, baka mag-spike up. Pero sana ituloy-tuloy na para sa ganun we can all get together and see each other. So
Yes.
magiging congregation tama, people will congregate in Bedford, no, because mga likes of
Yes.
Edgar Duway and the likes from people from the south. Doon na tayo magkita-kita kids or London, whichever place, no?
Or London,
So yeah.
correct.
Okay. Wait, attorney, the usual game natin, no? Hula-hula.
Usual, yes.
Oo, usual game natin. Sino sa palagay mo ang unang yung bumati sa atin, no? Pero meron tayong little game, ibabaguhin natin. Meron papasok si Direk eh. Direk, subok mo nga lang. Pasok mo nga yung ano mo.
Kita ko yung kanina eh. Yung ba yan?
Okay, oo nga. Paano ba yan?
Yes. Yan, ganda naman.
Guess who? The first,
Preparado.
first.
Ni Direk.
Direk sino ang... Okay, so ngayon, nasa yung bola ngayon, attorney Sino
sige
sa
po.
palagay mo ang unang bumati sa atin? Nagparamdam, 'di ba? Misa contest nila yan eh. Nagsisimula pala yung first note ng ng show natin eh. Unahang agad yun eh.
Na.
Sige, little game.
Sa tingin ko, si Oliver Fernandez. Naalala ko yung couch to 5.
Yes.
Couch to couch to
Couch.
5K niya. So, I think it's Oliver Fernandez, but let's see.
This week, ano na yan, more or less wrapping up na yan. I mean, he's
Wrapping up na
completed
siya,
his
exactly. Kaya ako sinunod
ninth
yun,
week, no? So, nakaka 30 minutes na siguro siya o nagsimula na, no? Okay, direct, alam mo, si Edgar Duway nga ba? Tingnan natin.
Oliver
Edgar Duway
Fernandez.
ba? O si, ano pangalan nun? Si Oliver Fernandez. Oliver Fernandez. Ikaw talaga,
Kaya Kaya pala eh.
Kaya pala
Kaya
ano, Edgar, first time, ha? Hindi
Ayan,
ba first time? I think
Edgar.
he won before yata. Then there
He
was a
won
time.
before. This is not the first time. Pero kinuha niya ang podium. Podium finish. Magandang gabi, Attorney Ganda, Donna Quinto, and legendary broadcaster ng bayan, Sonny Laragan, at sa mga taga-subaybay. Hi! Happy Gaya-Gaya kay Donna Day. Mga barkada ko, please. Pero nakakatawa. Kasi ako, nanggaya lang din ako, to be fair ha. Nanggaya lang din ako. Nakakita ako ng marami kong kaibigan na tumatakbo-takbo. Tapos nakikita ko na ang dami na nagtitrain. So, na-inspire ako. At
Good.
dapat ganun din. Pass the inspiration, pass the motivation forward. So, walang problema yan. Nakakatuwa yan. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Masaya kasi mag-share notes. Tapos yung mga dati kong ka-gym sa St. Albans, sabi, uwi daw ako doon at spin class kami. So, that was
Good.
fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Kasi may community eh. You build a community of like tayo, may community tayo ng Filipino. You get to have a community of yung mga nagtitrain, yung mga gusto mag-gym or quite health conscious, or yung mga gusto sa outdoor. So when you have that, mas lalong nakakaengganyo. So sabay-sabay po tayo. Sabay-sabay po. Ano natawag nila, balik alindog program? Nakikita ko na.
Ano? Balik alindog program? Ang cute naman niya, Dorly.
Ano pa?
Ang cute naman, balik alindog.
Matagal na yan. Matagal na yung naririnig ko yung term na yan sa mga kaibigan ko sa Pilipinas.
What do you mean, balik alindog? Parang go back para medyo...
Returning to your
good para...
healthier state.
Okay.
Returning to your healthier state, returning... Yeah, and it's good. It's good to do it with other people. For me, noong nag-gym ako, hanapin ko, ba't absent ka? O, di ba? Ba't absent ka? Di ba?
Oo nga.
Mapapapunta ka the next day, di ba? Tapos may barkada ka doon. So, pwede nating maging barkadahan na natin to. You check.
Maganda yan. You're trying to parang motivate them, no? Dahil tama yan, bagong taon na naman. So, why don't we do something new? If it means being healthy for 2022, di ba? Doing some activities. You make life interesting by trying probably to learn something new, a hobby, a skill, or whatever. Yan ang magpapa-excite ng buhay. So it's also nice yung nagkakasama kayo, and while learning new things or developing a hobby, may kasama ka rin, no? Yung mga running, exercise.
Yes.
Okay, well, congratulations, Edgar, no? Congratulations, nakauna ka, nakauna. Okay.
Well done.
Sino ang pangalawa natin, attorney?
Sige nga, Oliver Fernandez pa rin. Feeling ko andyan na si Oliver.
Sige, tingnan natin.
Panindigan ko na yung...
Okay. Ayan, panindigan natin, siyempre. Okay, Oliver Fernandez. Very good, Oliver Fernandez. Okay, ano ba sabi niya?
Sabi niya, magandang gabi po, Attorney Donna, Kuya Sonny, Direct Pao, at sa lahat ng ating ka-virtual social bubble. Couch to 5K update, done with a 28-minute run, and feeling a lot confident with a 30-minute run. Not bad for a 51-year-old Parkinson's sufferer. Wow, so inspirational!
Galing. Uy, baka diet pa. Oliver, baka diet, you can baka makuha, may dagdag pa, or probably to help, I don't know, alleviate or something, no? Diet din siguro, a certain kind of food na pwede mo kainin, no? Pero I'm sure, ni-research mo na siguro dahil nurse ka, no?
Yeah.
So,
Ako talaga, saludo kami sa'yo, Oliver. Nakaka-inspire.
Yes.
Nakaka-inspire yung mga ganito.
Parkinson's and yet 51. Oo. Uy, have you heard of this 51-year-old guy who looks like he's only 23?
No, hindi po.
His name is Chuando. I think you haven't heard of it, Chuando.
No, I haven't heard of him. No.
Oh, Chuando. Okay. Sabihin na lang, 30 na lang. Sabihin na lang, baka 30 or less than. Pero he's already 55 yata na siya ngayon. When he shot to fame, he was 51. But now he's about 55. But if you look at him, he looks like he's only 23.
Wow!
Oh, Chinese eh.
Ah,
Chinese
sige,
yata. Chuando.
search ko mamaya.
Chuando. Chuando. Hanapin mo. Okay, congratulations Oliver sa iyong
Galing.
effort no at nasa tingnan mo 20 done with the 28 and feeling a lot confident with the 30-minute. Yeah, kasi final week mo na yan pagkatapos noon certified ano ka na. Couch to 5K
Well done.
survivor. No. And then you're gonna go on siguro mga 5Ks kamukha ni Attorney Dana marathons no. So, yeah, di ba? Okay, uy.
Oh, Florita Morante. Yes.
Flore, ayan.
Magandang Lunes or Tuesday, pwede rin. Nang gabi sa inyo lahat, Sir Sonny and Attorney Dana and Direk. Welcome back po.
Pati si Direk Pao. Hindi, Flor, Director baka Derek, hindi baka akala mo dalawa pangalan, Direk Pao. Direk Pao. Siya ang director natin eh. So, Flor, one of my earliest listeners has started sa radio 12 years ago or 13 years ago. Tagal.
Wow, ang galing.
Yung
Blast from the past.
Nasa university na ngayon.
Galing, galing.
Yes, mabuhay ka. Sino pa yan? Sinong Sige,
Sanchez Grace.
Uy.
Ayan, back to, tayo, Europa, Lisbon, Portugal.
May nakita ko message si Chester Lumotos, Direk, kaibigan ko babatiin ko sa asa ba? Ba't parang nawala yung kay Chester Lumotos? May nakita ko Chester Lumotos dyan I'm sure na nanonood dyan. Ba't nawala tayo sa sequence?
Hi lang muna tayo kay Sanchez Grace whilst she's on our screen. Hello, magandang hapon po sa lahat. Watching from Lisbon, Portugal. Hello, Sanchez Grace.
Teka muna. Pero hapon pa ba sa evening, hapon?
Maybe ano bang time difference dyan? Anong oras dyan?
Hindi ko alam ano ba time difference? Diyan ba sa Portugal, pareho ng... Ang Spain, actually, pareho natin, kung tutusin, pareho natin ng time zone. Kaya lang, they adopted yung EU, yung mainland.
Yeah.
No.
That's right.
Pero, sige, okay lang yan. So, Lisbon, Portugal. Okay, sintong kasunod natin? Ba't nawala yung sequence natin direct?
Darmin muna tayo sa
Darmin muna.
Darling Darmin from Belgium. Good evening, Darmin.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Magandang gabi.
Pao, direct, ibaba mo sa dati kasi si Chester ba naipasok mo na? Hindi ko pa nakita yata ipinasok mo. Gusto kong batiin niya kasi kaibigan natin, one of our earlier. Okay. Akala ko, sorry. My apologies. Tama pala, wrong pala. Na-disorienta ko na the latest greeters would be yung bagong fresh na, yun ang latest, no? So, yung mga earliest. Okay, sorry. Okay, ayan, sino susunod natin?
Edgar Duay is saying to you, Mr. Laragan, you look slimmer and slimmer each week. Diet ka. Yan! Question. Sige, yun ba? Question. Sagutin mo daw yan, Mr. Laragan.
Hindi naman. Na-influence ako ni Attorney Dana. So, actually, I did a bit of running. Yung sinasabi ni Oliver. I was doing that. I started... actually, alam mo kung sino nag-push sa akin? Natumakbo? Si Direk Pao.
Si Direk Pao, galing!
Si Direk Pao. Nag-uusap yata tayo, tapos you were talking about yan. Now's the best time, ganyan-ganyan. So, nag-uusap kami. So sabi ko, Direk, tatakbo ako? Sige po, sir, okay po yan. Ganun. So, yun. So, actually, pag si Direk na, nagka-couch to 5 na yata, nagsisimula. Hindi ko alam kung nagsimula na siya.
Kaya, ayan, lahat po kami dito sa Filipino TV Europe ay nagte-training na.
So, titingnan natin si Direk Pao kung may pagbabago, no? Tingnan natin before and after siguro pag tingnan natin. No, but it's running siguro. So, and then eating the right foods lang, doing away with processed foods, junk foods, ganun lang, no? So, doing away with rice, hindi ako kumakain ng rice. Doing away with mga fizzy drinks, no? Doing away with anything processed. Wine, I stopped wine, pero ubusin ko yung binigay sa akin ni Attorney for the year. Ang dami pa naman, no? At 6 na bote yun. Pero as soon as you attain a certain a certain yung achievement, then you can now indulge yourself, or pwede kang cheat, di ba? May cheating. Ikaw ba
May
may cheat?
cheat day, that's right.
Mga
Yes,
cheat
may
days
cheat
mo?
day. May cheat
Oo.
day. May cheat day. Kailangan talaga yon. You need that psychological boost as well. Need, well, the physical boost as well as the psychological boost pag training. So, kailangan may
Sarap
cheat
ng
day.
mga ice cream, ng mga cakes, ng mga soft drinks, ng mga Coke, mga McDonald's diyan, di ba?
No!
Sarap din, no? Di ba? Oo. Pero yung mga
That's
Nando's
right.
Nando's naman yan, healthy naman yata,
Kung may
Tony,
healthy
no?
na sila ngayon, dami ng healthy options ng Nando's. Tsaka yung
Sa
grilled
Nando's.
chicken nila, okay naman eh.
Okay naman,
Yes,
pag grilled chicken, okay lang, di ba? Mga
grilled
grilled na
chicken,
mga
yeah.
pagkain pa pwede yan. So, yan, Nando's po pwede. Pero yung KFC, medyo, ano yan, no? Medyo pangit, no?
Yeah, it's a bit oily.
So, between Nando's and KFC, if you were given a choice and probably somebody invited you out and you're going to be out of your diet, halimbawa, you'll go for
A cheat
Nando's?
day ba? Pag cheat day ba?
Parang cheat day or parang biglang napalabas ka, no? Biglang
I'll be honest,
nagkayayaan.
pag cheat day, I'd rather go to KFC.
Really? Cheat day. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
that's
okay,
true.
okay, okay.
I'm a big fan. Medyo may soft spot ako sa fried chicken.
Hindi, masarap ano,
Yeah,
tender,
so,
soft eh. Kaya lang, hindi ba ang KFC parang maalat na konti? And may aftertaste, parang yung dulo nun parang may alat, di
yeah,
ba?
meron talaga. It's really not healthy. I mean, my personal opinion, no disrespect to KFC. And that's the reason why I like it for cheat day. Kasi
Taste,
you want to
tasted.
feel that,
Mm.
you're indulging on something that you're getting out of your usual diet. So,
Tama, tama.
if you ask me, because sabi niya, cheat day tayo, go for something medyo, not so healthy,
Mm.
I'd probably go for that.
Okay, okay. Well, hindi kasi cheat day eh. Yun ang ano doon, excuse no?
Cheat
So,
day,
ayan. Ano to
yeah.
ngayon? Sorry, Tuesday. Na pala ngayon.
Kanina po sabi kasi niya, sabi ni Tita Florita, happy Monday or magandang Lunes. It's okay.
Okay lang yun. Okay lang kasi feeling nyo parang ito yung si attorney nagdadala ng first day of the week. Kasi parang first show ka of the week eh. Parang gano'n. Siguro akala niya parang na-associate niya sa Monday. Okay. Yeah. Si Rudy. Libro.
Ayan, si Rudy
Uy.
Lebroho. Masayang gabi ng Tuesday. Magandang attorney Dana and mga
Good
gwapong
evening.
Sir Sonny and Edgar and lovely Direct Paula and all viewers. Stay safe, everyone, from Team Lebroho. Wow,
Si
galing naman.
Rudy,
Constant
G,
supporter
and
yan.
Mia. Yeah, sa
Yeah.
Mabuhay, Team Libroho. Gusto
Galing
ko
ni
pumunta sa
Mia.
Gusto ko pumunta dyan sa Belfast. I'll let you know, Rudy, pagka pupunta ako riyan, no? No, I'd like to go there. Okay, next is, Sinto.
Florita Morante, Sir Sonny and attorney, nilalakad lang namin ni Ben ang Billingsgate doon. Doon kami na mamimili ng seafoods. Yes! I wanna do that. Kaso kailangan ata sobrang aga mo para
Madaling
pumunta
araw,
sa
oo.
Billingsgate.
At
Pero
saka kung may
masarap
dala
yan.
kang-
I like that.
Na-experience mo na, hindi pa, attorney, no?
Hindi pa po. I wanna do it. I
Oo,
wanna do
I
it.
did it
once.
twice sa daling araw. Tapos, kailangan sa kotse mo, meron kang black bag ba? Yung, kasi mag-aamoy yan eh. Kailangan
Yeah,
talaga
yeah.
doon nakapasok
Nakapasok.
yung binili nyo.
Yeah.
Pero masarap yan. It's a wonderful experience, no? Billingsgate, no? Or either magpabili tayo kay kay Flor tapos dadaanan na lang pag kasi ang layo, madaling araw yan.
Layo.
Okay. Sinta. Okay.
Si Edgar, ganda daw ng forma mo. Ganda ng forma ni Sir Sunny. Kakanta ka ba? Let's
Hindi,
request for photographs and
nagbago lang
memories.
kasi nga itong mga abogada natin laging so pagka siguro gumawa ako ng show kunyari binalik ko yung Sunny LARAGAN show siguro casual na lang yun pagka si Direk kita mo si attorney
Yeah, no, napaayos tuloy ako. Na-conscious
Oo,
ako.
oo.
Na-conscious
Ayan,
ako na...
at saka hindi maraming pagka nag-show last week ang show natin na yung aking buhok nasa gilid na ganun attorney di ba? So,
Yes.
ayan,
Maganda yan,
ako.
maganda yan.
Isang hair na nasa gilid na gano'n, tapos
Yeah.
ito nakaganon. Pero ngayon, inano ko na parang next week baka iba na naman.
Iba naman.
Natin. Hindi, titignan ko kasi ito, may buhok ako so i-accessorize o anuhin ko. Parang, gamitin ko naman, di ba? Parang gano'n, may buhok ako So, gamitin ko naman. So, ayan, okay, thank you. Thanks, Ed, no? Ayan, thank you. Okay. Uy, sino? Victoria Lucero Oligo. Oy, ano
Hello.
yan? Hello?
Hello
Oh,
po. Alispera.
Cyprus, ha?
Watching
Wow,
from
mabuhay.
Cyprus. Yeah, hello, mabuhay, mabuhay. Sa
Victoria,
mga Pilipino.
mabuhay ka, ha? Thank you for watching, ha?
Victoria.
Nakakatuwa naman, ha? That's nice, ha? Sige, tell your friends about this, no? Although, hindi kayo apektado nito, pero yung wonderful vibe at saka vibes na binibigay namin sa inyo, lalo na kasama natin sa attorney, masaya, masarap. Yung ngiti lang ni attorney, nakakahawa ka na, di ba? O, it's how much matalino na, ano, maganda pa ang smile, ano pa ang, di kompleto sa
Oh,
Ricardo Story, di
kataba
ba?
naman. Kataba
Diba?
naman ng puso yan.
Hindi, totoo naman. We're giving good vibes sa kanila, no?
Um,
Wonderful. Hindi tayo parang, I'm sure while they're watching us, habang nagkukwento lang tayo, nakangiti na yung mga yan, no? Di ba?
Puro
Para silang
pagkain yung
magkasama na.
pinag-uusapan natin. First
Mm,
30 minutes, puro tayo.
exactly.
Puro
Okay.
tayo.
Yeah, yeah.
Binugutom natin sila For ano
Oh,
Ayan.
ayan.
Tara, this Sunday, cooking lesson tayo with Dana. Gaya-gaya with Attorney Dana. So,
Oh.
ganda. Baka naman may mga viewers na ko.
Hindi, mga side ni attorney, mga side what she did for Pero teka muna, ikaw ba attorney, when you, on a weekend ba, when do you decide ano lulutuin mo? Kailan niya? During the week ba? O the week after? Kunyari kapag katapos ng week, ito, susubukan ko next week. When does it come? On a Friday night? O on a Friday, on the day itself?
Depende.
Paano?
Yeah, it could come, it could be something na ilang weeks ko na gusto gawin, but for some reason, either work-wise, or depende sa schedule, hindi ko magawa. So, it really depends. Minsan, isip ko, next week gagawin ko to. Minsan, on the day, makakakita ko ng ingredients. So, kaya, like yung sinigang, nakita ko lang on the day. Sabi ko, masarap, no? So,
Ano yan? Sinigang
depende.
mix yan? Sinigang mix yan,
Oh,
attorney?
sinigang mix lang po yan,
Okay,
Sinigang
okay,
mix
okay,
lang po
okay.
yan.
Good, galing,
Yeah.
galing. Mukhang gagawin ko yan sa weekend, alam mo na, gagayahin kita, sabi nga
Ay,
gaya
sige!
with
Sige
attorney
po.
Dana. Magluluto siguro ako
Murang-mura
ng
yung
sinigang.
salmon head. Murang-mura yung salmon head dito. Halos pinapaming 1 pound or 2
Wow,
for
papahanap ko nga.
1 pound.
Tignan natin nga yan. Sige, gagawin ko yan. We're gonna be buying yung salmon heads. Titignan ko makaano. Kasi gusto ko talaga salmon. Salmon is one of
Masarap
the
ang
best
salmon.
fishes talaga, oily fish. And that's,
Yeah.
kumbaga, recommended yan. Okay, teka muna. Ano to? Sige, mabilis na tayo direct para mabilis
Ayun
na.
ba yung kaibigan niyo po? Si
Ayan,
Chester
oo.
Motos. Ayan.
Chester,
Good
mabuhay
evening.
ka. Taga si Chester, taga Leeds At dati siya naging manager ng hotel diyan. Kaya pag nasa Leeds tayo, sa York, libre tayo ng hotel diyan nung manager pa siya, pero I don't know kung nasaan na si Chester ngayon. And he heads the Philippine Golf Group na
Oh, wow.
before the
Wow.
pandemic, ang Philippine Airlines, they congregate lahat ng mga Pilipino sa all over the world to play in the Philippines. So, meron kang discount, I don't know kung 1/2 or
Wow.
25% ng pamasahe sa mga golfers. So, hopefully I'd like to join the group. So, yung grupo nila. Mabait yan, si Chester. And he had a business before. He had this lechon. Nagluluto siya ng lechon. So, pwede mong orderin sa kanya.
Ay, talaga.
No,
Doon ako na.
I don't know kung ginagawa pa niya. No, hindi ko alam kung ginagawa niya.
Doon ako na. Lechon.
Yes.
Nagutom na naman ako. Matagal na ako nagkaano ng
Oh,
lechon.
uy.
Yan, Edgar. Today is the birthday of Gaya-Gaya kay Attorney Dana Day. Fans Club. Ehemplo
Okay
naman.
na, kung ano lang,
Na-pressure naman ako.
I-friend nyo si total ang pangalan naman ni attorney is Dana Quinto. If you want her to i-friend mo siya.
Just,
Tapos para you
ano
can
lang
follow
po.
her. Pagka ba friend, pag hindi mo friend ba, you can look up, kunyari, si Edgar, hindi ko friend. And then kamukha niyan. Pwede ko lang ba siyang puntahan and look at his post? Makikita ko ba yung mga post niya?
Depende ata. I think some of the posts depende sa privacy settings or depende sa ano. I think just wala namang problema. Just if you wanna add, connect sa Facebook or sa ano, walang problema. I've met a lot of like, mga viewers natin kaano ko sa social media. It's nice to see their lives also kasi ako din nagla-like din sa mga activities nila. It's nice to see how everyone's doing.
Good.
Kasi
Nice.
remote
Nice.
social double lang tayo ngayon. Halos hindi tayo may nakakalabas na but I think pa rin, ingat-ingat pa rin kasi malapit
Ingat
na
din.
pero not
Ingat.
quite.
Pero at
Not
least anything that
quite
you can
out
do
there.
inside, gawin mo na, no? Maski,
Ayun,
di ba? Yung kumukha ng
exactly.
ginagawa mong, pagkain. Dinideliver ba sa yung fish or do you go out?
No, I have to go out. Yeah, I have to
You have
go
to go
out.
out. You have to go.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
to go
okay.
out. Yung talaga pumupunta ako dun sa my favorite Asian store shop ako. And then I'll look kung
Wow.
ano yung ano nila, yung meron sila. And then doon ko rin nabibili yung mga pansit canton, yung mga kung ano-anong Filipino food or Filipino sauces, patis, ganun. Oh, yan na yung ating roving reporter.
Oy,
Ang ating
yan,
author ng
nakagas dyan,
Happy
mabuhay.
Tuesday.
Hmm.
Yes, he's still working from home. Good evening, Mr. Laragan, Attorney Donna, and Direk Pao. Happy Tuesday to all. Still working. So, yeah, still working
Good,
from
good.
home.
Lucky you, no?
Good.
Pero I think you're gonna be, I don't know kung magkakaroon ng 3 to 4 days a week ba? Para they were more or less, ano, di ba? Floating that
Yeah.
idea around, no? Pero I don't know kung ano updates, no? Parang at one time na, ano ko lang. Oh, ako, gagaya sa'yo. Attorney DQ. Mag-gym na ako
Mag-gym.
para yummy mode lagi. Hindi kami,
And,
running lang. Running ako, running lang. Ito, running lang. So,
yeah,
yes.
I think moving, as much as possible is to just do whatever it is na gusto mo, you enjoy,
Yeah.
at nagkakaroon ka ng exercise because talagang nakaka-release siya ng endorphins. You'll feel a lot more energetic, a certain level of exercise. I've known that for years. Kaso yun nga, minsan, ako, aminado ko, may tamad days, may tamad year. I think yung last 2 years, yung tamad year ko kasi pandemic, ang hirap maghanap ng gym, ang hirap mo-motivate. So, we're trying to get back to yung dating lifestyle. And it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes, hindi lang siya parang pinipilit mo yung sarili mo. It becomes a community. It becomes an interest. It becomes a hobby. And it's something, I think most important thing, Mr. Laragan, is you enjoy it. I think yun. No one can tell you kung ano
And-
yung may enjoy mo sa buhay mo.
And what would top it off? Top it would be the health benefits.
Exactly.
Oo.
Exactly.
So, yun lang, no? To do a bit of running, no? Although, parusa yan, hirap lang talaga kung tutusin. I marvel at how you do a marathon, no? Because for me, when I did the running, yung first 2 minutes ko, parang mamamatay na ako, parang sasabog yung, ano ko eh. Yung
Yeah.
lungs ko dahil ang hirap. Pero once you go beyond that, no? Umabot
And
ka ng
it
mga
is.
25
Yeah.
minutes, 30. Yeah.
For me, ngayon, I'm starting from square one again, and I feel exactly like what you said. First 3 minutes, and then it becomes better the next time you do it, and you see na, I can do something longer and longer. Like kay Oliver, yung journey niya, and 1 kilometer becomes something. It really does. It becomes a mental game. It becomes
Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Mental game yan.
becomes a very very much hindi na po talaga siya physical. It's not after a while it becomes about mental fortitude. Kung ano talaga kung gusto mo, and you feel, for me, yun yung pinaka importante, just a reminder na oo nga, no, kaya kong gumawa na something na hindi ko naman normally ginagawa. But dahil nagpursige ako, and I tried very hard, and you got something, and it's really for yourself. It's like a reminder na kahit mukhang imposible nung una, it's possible. It's, for me, that's really, yun yung sa akin na gusto ko ng reminder every year. Hindi talaga ako athletic. I'm far from athletic. You've seen me nung hinihika ako, pagka inatake ako, parang I really wasn't comfortable. Although very limited lang yung every 2 years. But anyone can do it. In my opinion, if you really want it, as long as you enjoy. But most importantly, as we say, have fun. Have fun doing it. Happy running. Sabi nga namin, that's what we say before the start of the race. Happy running.
It would be nice if you can have a buddy, no? Siguro kasi you enjoy running with somebody with you, di ba? Parang, okay din naman nagsosolo ka, pero yun nga, have fun, sabi mo nga, no? And enjoy it. Siguro yung motivation lang doon is yung health reasons. Kung may sakit kayo, or pre-diabetic stage, baka makatulong, or any
That's right.
mga ganyan, no? So, maganda yan, maganda. It's nice, no? At least, hindi ko lang kaya mag-treadmill, so I'm really running outside.
Baliktad tayo dyan. Ako yung, mahilig ako sa treadmill kasi nakikita ko yung tsaka mas
yung time, no?
It's just weird. It's a weird thing. And then I have to push myself to go outside for long runs kasi mas healthy actually yung ginagawa mo running outside, Mr. Laragan, because your knees are not heavily impacted by concrete or by the treadmill. If you run on like ground, it's better for your knees. So mas tama yung ginagawa ni Mr.
Okay.
Laragan.
Well, inano ko lang, no? Pas paunti-unti lang. Yung takbo ko napakabagal lang, no? Hanggang nakaabot na ng 28 minutes, naka 30 minutes. So, awa ng Diyos. Pero I'm gonna change it kasi I'm gonna change it to something else. But I'll tell you in tayo na lang
Sige.
pag ano. Okay, meron tayong topic ngayon, no? Before we go into a break, we'll just tell them parang teaser natin. So, discussing parenting plan with ex-spouse. Ito yung asawa,
Yes.
ex, no? Ex o yung
Or
i-divorce mo pa lang?
soon to be ex, soon to be ex, or if you're separated, the context of this is so parati namin sinasabi yung in terms of separation situation, tatlong concerns yung kailangan you have to deal with. So the first thing really that we say is the children. Yung kung ano yung contact ng parehong parents, ano yung hatian sa time, who's gonna take care of them. And we really try to motivate parties to deal with it rather than involve the lawyers too much or mapunta sa awayan sa korte. It's really healthy for them to be able to reach an agreement between themselves. And kung meron talagang hindi mapagkakasunduan, yun lang. Kumbaga, they will try and then they'll narrow the issues until what you're left is absolutely what you need to deal with the help of lawyers. So these are some tips for you if you are trying to make an arrangement with your ex-spouse, soon-to-be ex-spouse, or the father, the mother of your child or of your children. Ano ba yung kailangan nyo pag-usapan? This is the nitty-gritty. Whether you're preparing for mediation, whether kailangan nyo lang pag-usapan, whether you're thinking about going to court, these are the things that you need to think about if you're having that first conversation with them. So practical tayo, practical things to think about when you're discussing this parenting plan. By the way, there is a parenting plan na nakalagay na andun yung Kafka's, but it's quite that's from Kafka's website. Yung parang it's actually this. That's the parenting plan summary, but it's fairly vague. So what I've done is I've used kung ano yung hinahanap, kung ano yung tinatry naming ilagay sa final children arrangement order, kung ano yung mga practical na ino-organize namin for the clients, what we put in that order, and to be able to incorporate that kung sa mga parenting plan nyo. So this is really, if you tell me, Attorney Dana, mag-uusap na kami ng soon-to-be ex ko, ano ba yung kailangan namin pag-usapan? Ano ba yung kailangan namin what do we need to agree on? What are the things that we need to think about? So this, ito to, practical tayo. So hopefully hindi nyo na kailanganin yung abogado. At between yourselves, you can discuss it, and then you can, kung talagang okay na, but you still want a court order, pwede nyong ilista, and then you can go to lawyer and said, Attorney Dana, pwede bang ilagay nyo to sa isang children arrangement order, and we can just ask the court para klaro tayo lahat. With that, it's cheaper, it's much more efficient, and at least hindi ganun ka combative o inflamed yung dialogue.
Sige.
So we'll talk about that later.
Okay, so pag-uusapan natin yan, ayan meron kayong mga parang checklist and guidelines and lahat, no? Para at least hindi masyadong more or less magastos at saka mas maganda, mas easy, no? Hindi masyadong masyadong contentious yung laban nyo. Okay, we're gonna have a short break, and when we come back, yung topic ho natin tonight, no? Yung parenting plan with the ex-spouse, yung inyong ex o magiging ex soon, no? Dahil nasa divorce kayo proceedings, pag-uusapan, mahalaga ho to. Para lang sa ganun, malaman ninyo, hindi man ngayon, baka mamaya in future, nagkaroon kayo na paghihiwalay o nag-divorce kayo, at least may idea na ho kayo. At pwede nyo ikwento sa inyong mga kaibigan. Okay, we're gonna have a short break, and when we come back, tatalakayin ni attorney yung kanyang topic for tonight. Yung topic natin for tonight, yung parenting plan with your ex-spouse. Huwag niyo ho kayong aalis. Saglit po lamang, kami po ay magbabalik.
Mula doon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%100% all natural, tasty, healthy, versatile, 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
May problema ka ba sa landlord mo? Baka AV ka na ni Kuya. May problema sa mga kapitbahay, sa trabaho. O kaya naman kay Mister o kay Mrs. Away tungkol sa mala, mga may utang, mga aksidente, daing o laban sa ospital or sa NHS, harassment, o baka naman may stalker ka na gusto mong ireklamo. Punta na sa DV Solicitors para matulungan ka pagdating sa mga litigations at iba pang mga legal concerns. DV Solicitors at 2nd floor, Howard House, St. John Street, Bedford, MK42 0DJ. Tumawag sa 01234-350-244 or 01234-225-188 o kaya naman mag-email sa d.quinto@dvsolicitors.com. Visit our website at www.dvsolicitors.com.
Attention sa mga healthcare personnel, ikaw ba ay naghahanap ng trabaho sa healthcare na may magandang sahod, flexible na shift at mahusay na working conditions? Kung oo ang sagot mo, KNR Care ang bahala sa iyo. Kami ay kasulukuyang naghahanap ng mga general nurses, specialist nurses, healthcare assistants, support workers at mga carers. Makipag-ugnayan sa amin ngayon para sa agarang pagsisimula, alamin ang iba't ibang opportunities sa KNR Care dito sa Greater London area. Tumawag sa 0208-154-3009 o mag-email sa info@krcare.co.uk. KNR Care, okay to, kabayan!
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating program, no? Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN dito po sa Legal Advice Corner. Pero syempre, alam ho natin na hindi ho ako ang star of the show, no? Ang star of the show natin ay walang iba syempre kundi yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada ng bayan. Walang iba syempre kundi si Attorney DANNA Quinto. Happy Tuesday once again, Attorney.
Happy Tuesday once again, Mr. Laragan. Tuloy po kayo. Balik po ulit tayo dito sa Legal Advice Corner. Matapos nating pag-usapan ng mga ulam natin mamaya. Balik trabaho na naman tayo. Magtrabaho na naman muna tayo.
Yes.
Bago tayo kumain.
Namiss ko si Raja. Ano kaya, kamusta si Raja na?
ay, okay lang po siya. Napaka-cute. Ay, nako, talagang super cute niya nung andito siya. Natulog lang
that
siya.
was a
Napakabait
that,
niya. Na
that
ano
was a
lang siya,
cute.
na
Mm.
na-disturb lang siya nung winabayway ko yung dreamies niya. Doon siya nagising.
Doon yata ako nagutom.
Kala
Nainggit din
niya,
ako sa ano. Dahil meron siyang dreamies yata. Yung parang treat niya, no? Yung parang candy
dream
niya or
niya.
something. Oh,
Kala niya
yeah,
sleep
okay.
time na. Pero pagkatapos nung bumalik ulit siya dito sa tabi ko, tapos natulog ulit. So, bentang-benta yung Raja episode
Yes,
natin.
it's a Raja. Yeah, that was great, no? Having Raja on the show. Oh, okay. O sige, ito na yung ating topic, no? Discussing parenting plan, no? Parenting plan with ex-spouse. Sige, take it
Or
away,
soon to
attorney.
be ex-spouse, as we
Soon
said,
to
or
be
soon to be
ex-spouse,
ex-spouse.
yes.
Ito yung mga sinasabi ko parate na, di ba, sabi ko yung tatlong areas na kailangan yung, that you need to deal with in times of separation. We said children, finances, at yung actual divorce. And yung advice ko, in terms of children, and we are trained to say this, is that if you can try to agree between yourselves, that's much better for everyone involved. Because at the end of the day, ang law, ang primary consideration in this area is very simple. What is in the best interest of the child or of your children? So that's, yun lang ang tatandaan nyo. All throughout this, when you deal with what we call parenting plan with your ex-spouse or soon-to-be ex-spouse, if you are at a cross, or if you are at a disagreement, if you are at the point where you're may friction kayo on the decision, that is the only criteria. Yun lang ang tanong, what is in the best interest of the children? Yung topic na to, it is hope that when I say to my clients, please can you try and talk to your spouse or to your ex-spouse about this. Ito yung tools nyo, ito yung guidelines nyo, ito yung checklist nyo, kung ano yung pag-uusapan nyo, ano yung topic, ano yung, sige, ikaw mag-alaga sa bata, ako dito. Hindi lang yon actually. There's a lot of details in this particular parenting plan. This is actually decisions that either, if you are in agreement, we can put in what we call a children arrangement order. Pinag-usapan natin din sa jargon buster natin. Or if the court has to make an order and will impose it on you, that's also the type of orders or mga provisions that they will put in. It's okay, this is a template, walang pangalan yan. A final children order. So ito yung para bigyan kayo ng structure, para bigyan kayo ng starting point, so that how you can organize the children's lives. So let's get right into it. Itong parenting plan na to, this is a term that Kafka normally uses. May mga parenting plan document na makukuha, mada-download nyo for free sa Kafka's online, but it's quite general. What we're going to give to you are specific details, topics, talking points, kumbaga, talking points that you'll go through with your ex-spouse. Let's start with the first one, the pinaka-importante, child care arrangement. So the first question is, who's going to be the primary carer? Sino ang saang household yung mga bata most of the time? And obviously, the second question, the follow-up question, is how much time will they spend with the other non-resident parents? So sa ating mga Pinoy, kung kanino titira most of the time, weekdays yung mga bata, weekends, alternate weekends, dun ba sa other parent? In between, may weekday, overnight, weekday ba? So that's the starting point. That's pretty much the starting point. Yung tinatawag na custody, yes, I know a lot of people still use that. Hindi na po yan ang term natin ngayon. The term is primary carer or live with parent. That's the term that we use. The other parent is what we call the parent who the child spends time with. So we use that para hindi masyado, kumbaga, contentious yung mga yung semantics namin, yung mga words namin. But in reality, when you sit down with former partner, former spouse, soon to be ex-spouse. Yun ang unang tanong. Sino mag-aalaga most of the time ng bata? And the other parent, ano yung oras? You have to be specific. I'd like it to be specific from 5 p.m. on Friday until 5 p.m. on Sunday. It's okay to be specific. We want it to be specific. So an example, that's an example. You're going to put the child from school at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. and you're going to bring him back or bring her back by 5 p.m. and then alternate weekends. And kung yung weekend nawala siya sa'yo, you can have an overnight contact or even a midweek evening contact, so they can have dinner with the other non-resident parent. Those are samples. Second thing, sinong in charge sa extracurricular? So if you're together, meron na kayong routine yan. Sinong susundo sa football, sinong susundo sa ballet, sinong gagawa ng X, Y, and Z. So you have to think about this. You have to think about ano yung routine ng mga anak nyo and what do they need. You know, what do they need? Who do they need? Sino ang mas fit to do the running around and all of that. So think about extracurriculars when you're doing the parenting plan. Think about ano yung schedule yung dalawang parents. What time are you coming home? What time the other parents will be available? So those things. Next, school holidays. Everyone wants lahat ng parents, and this is normal, you know, equal school holidays. Hindi lang pwede, you know, sa other parent lang all the time, and the other parent is puro school days lang, and the other parent always have the holidays. Normally, we say kung agree naman kayo on most things, it's just fair to ask for equal school holidays. And it's actually good to plan in advance. So I say to the client, it's good to have two meetings. Una, January, and then before the school starts. So alam nyo kung who's gonna take who at kung saang holiday. So you have a calendar between yourselves. I'll talk about kung ano yung practical tools on that. So you have that meeting and you pretty much set out kung ano yung mga activities nyo. Ito, may sound na obvious, but minsan nakakalimutan, and it's better na klaro rather than not. Mother's Day at Father's Day, you know, just make sure everyone's obviously kung Mother's Day, you know, can they spend time Mother's Day? Same with Father's Day. Same with birthdays, hindi lang birthdays ng bata, ha? So normally birthdays ng bata, what I see is an agreement na hati sila sa araw. Or kung school age or teenager na, maybe 1 day celebration, 1 year celebrating with mom and the next year celebrating with dad. There's a lot of ways dealing with it. You have to obviously see kung ano yung mas in tune sa needs and wants ng mga anak, and then you can discuss between yourselves. But birthdays, as I've said, very important, birthdays ng bata and birthday ng magulang. So yung sabi ng magulang ay, you know, I want to spend my birthday with them, so can I have that as well? So discuss that. Discuss not just their birthdays, but your birthdays as well. Any other special holidays? So depende sa religion, depende sa culture, depende sa you know, your family, kung ano yung may mga tradition ba kayo, or may mga special holidays with the grandparents, with the aunties, with the titas. Discuss that as well. Mas maayos na klaruhin nyo at the start. Once you get into routine every year, once you get into first year and second year routine na ginagawa to, hopefully you can just replicate that for the next few years until kailangan nyo na mag-adjust. Depende, siguro teenager na yung mga bata, or iba na yung routine nyo. So talk about that. Holiday plans sa atin, sinong uuwi sa Pilipinas? Kailan sila uuwi? You know, baka naman may mga kamag-anak tayo sa US or elsewhere and you want to take them. So parents do need to know if their children are going away abroad. That's normally a very sensitive topic, especially with international families. Sabihin, balik mo yung bata sa UK, ha? With that, you have to agree who's going to keep the passport. Normally, it's the parent who has the primary care kung saan sila nakatira, just because they may need a passport for school, they may need a passport for suddenly for for whatever thing. So it's always good to talk about it. Who gets to keep the passport? In certain cases na may concern about potentially taking the children out of the jurisdiction, that's the legal term. Sa madaling salita, ilalabas yung bata at hindi na ibabalik. They can agree na abogado, a lawyer, or the court sometimes will hold the passport for the family for a certain period of time. But as I've said, the starting point today is hopefully sana ay magkaroon kayo ng agreement between yourselves, or this is the starting point, and you can see, pwede nating i-agree to, or, this we can agree, but other provisions we can't agree. So this is a guide for you to see if you can have a compromise between you two. So not just that, we're talking about travel, back to domestic tayo, handover. Are you in good in a good kumbaga, are you both in decent diplomatic civil ba kayo ng ex mo, that you can have handovers quite peacefully without having an argument in front of the child or in front of the children? Kung ganon, then fine, you can say, oh please, ito ang kailangan yung iklaro. Who's gonna pick up the children, and as I've said, what time. So who's gonna pick up and who's going to collect the children as well. So what's fair is hati-hati din kayo. But sometimes hindi maganda yung ending ng relationship, and then you may need a third party. Siguro kailangan ng isang tita or auntie who will pick up the children and who will assist the handover for a period of time until okay na yung relationship. So that's something to think about. Can you do handovers, or do you need someone to assist in the handovers para hindi kayo magkita ng ex mo? So think about that. Any other conditions, any other concerns? So there are instances na I've seen provisions that says, mag-breathalyzer ka muna if there are concerns about alcoholism or drug or substance abuse. I've seen orders that says, before contact, the other party would have to do a breathalyzer. But bear in mind proportionality. Hindi lang to, as I've said, this is not, all of this is for the best interest of the child. This is not another opportunity to have a go at each other na inisin nyo yung isa't isa, hindi ito. Dahil makikita na ng korte later on, if you're still not agreeing, the court will ask you, bakit? Ano nangyari? Nag-parenting plan naman kayo. Tiningnan nyo naman tong mga checklist na to. Ano nangyari? What are you not agreeing? So, if you're being unreasonable, hindi rin maganda yon. You've got to be reasonable. You have to be proportionate kung ano nga yung issue, totoong issue dito sa relationship between a parent and a child. So if there are safeguarding concerns and those concerns are legitimate, by all means, let's introduce measures to safeguard the children, to make sure they're safe. But it has to be for the best interest of the child. Hindi para inisin ang kabilang partido. Next, communication. In this type of situation, obviously, ang backdrop ng sitwasyon nito is, it's a tough time. It's a breakup of a marriage. It's a breakup of a family. People are stressed. People are hurt. People are emotional. And it affects communication between parties. So it's good to find a way to rebuild a positive and healthy communication. Hindi man yung tawag kayo ng tawag sa isa't isa. Sometimes it's a problem, sasabihin mo, ayoko, hindi ayoko na tinatawagan ako, gusto kong itago yung new number ko. We say sometimes, okay, fair enough, kung talagang may breakdown yung communication, may breakdown yung relationship, but you still have to talk about the children. What you can do, practical tips, you can have a special email address para lang sa children arrangement, the childcare arrangement mo, sa children arrangement nyo, sa parenting plan nyo. a dedicated email address for you both to discuss this. At yun lang yung i-discuss nyo. Meron na ring mga app and shared calendar na mga apps or for parenting, two parents na separated applications out there that you can download. I'll give you a couple of examples, and these are actually, I've seen this in my cases, recommended by Kafkas. Nakita ko siya na ganun na sila. They're very technology focused too. You can use App Close, that's app close. Find that in normal app, free ata yan. And the other one is two, as in the number two houses.com. So these are apps that enable you to communicate between yourselves purely for the sake of the children. A shared calendar, example is Cozy, COZI. That's there as well. I think that's free too. So may mga technological products there that can help you. Hindi na kailangan na, minsan kasi sabihin ng kliyente, ako binlock ko na siyang kulit or, we had the breakup, we had the separation. I don't really want to be texting or talking to him or to her about, other things except for the children. So you've got those examples. And as I've said, recommended yan. Nakita ko na yung na-recommend ng Kafkas. Next is quite important because the children they need the financial support ng both parents or ng parents nila. So you need to talk about money. You need to talk about child maintenance. There's child maintenance services. It's a separate department ng gobyerno who can assist. It's quite fairly simple in terms of calculating child maintenance, depending on how many nights the other parent is how many nights the children are spending with each parent. So they have their calculator. You have to talk about expenses, extracurricular or other expenses. You have to talk about budgeting, and that's the reason why I always say, have a discussion. Hindi lang to ngayon, may parenting plan dahil ngayon lang. Actually, this will probably be a yearly thing or a twice yearly thing, one at the start of the year and one before the start of a school term. That's quite useful to talk about maybe uniforms, big trips this year, big expenses this year for the children, and you can sit down and also budget for that, also prepare for that as parents. You may not necessarily be in a relationship anymore, but the reality is you will be co-parents for quite a while. And even after 18 na sila, parati ko sinasabi, you will still see each other. Graduation, wedding nila, baptism na magiging apo nyo, they're gonna be in your life. They're gonna be in the periphery of your life. So the sooner that you can find, at all possible, a positive and civil way of dealing with them, much better for everyone. So yes, next is education. So going back to yung sabi ko, it's good to have a chat before the school term. Meron bang kailangan big decision about moving schools, about which courses to take? Do they need extra lessons? How's their progress? Is the other parent getting school reports and progress reports? May mga school term plans ba na kailangan malaman ng both parents? So it's always good to discuss that. So even if separated kayo, even if non-resident yung isang parent niya, both parents, both na may parental responsibility, they have a right over these things: health, education, and the child rearing decisions. So just because hindi nakatira sa inyo yung bata, it doesn't mean na wala kayong voice, na wala kayong equal voice in terms of this thing. So you have to talk about that. You have to see kung ano yung kailangan na decision nyo about those things. And the rest is other issues. Nakalagay din yun sa parenting plan. Any other issues? any other safeguarding risk? Meron ba kayong concern with how the other parent is in terms of their capacity as a parent, in terms of their ability to give the child a safe environment? Will the contact be safe? Are there any risks that you need to air out between yourselves? So talk about that. Pag-usapan yon. As I've said, this is not about the breakdown of your relationship. This is not about para inisin nyo yung isa't isa. This is really about one thing. The only thing that matters in this conversation is the best interest of the children. So once you put all nasagot niyo na yung bawat question na yon, you see kung saan kayo agreed, you see kung saan kayo hindi pa agree, and then you can get legal advice on that. Balik kayo sa attorney, agree kami dito, pero hindi kami, we can't agree about this other thing. And then we will see kung ano yung argument of each party about this particular decision. And hopefully, okay, kung talagang hindi talaga magkaroon ng kompromiso, if you really need the court, you're not just talking about 10 different issues. You're only talking about one issue na hindi nyo talaga mapagkusunduan. And you have 9 issues that you are agreed on, which means much more efficient, much cheaper ang legal cost nyo, and much quicker ang determination ng issue. And mas hindi kayo asar sa isa't isa. And you have the energy, the patience, and the negotiation bandwidth to deal with other things. So again, let me wrap that up. This is not an exhaustive list. Obviously, kailangan nyo tingnan kung ano yung mag-a-apply sa pamilya nyo, kung ano yung particular needs and wishes ng mga bata, kung ano yung mga nuances and dynamics ng buhay nyo. So the main points to note is childcare arrangement. Really get into the nitty-gritty of it. Talagang may schedule. You have to sit down and work out a plan, a very structured plan, para walang klaro ang expectation, para konti ang argument in the future. So think about special days. Ito lang, think about anything that you really want to spend with your loved ones. I think yun yung hint doon. And then talk about communications. Be savvy, be tech savvy sa gagamitin yung tools in terms of dealing with each other. We talk about shared calendars, we talk about this app. And then money, you have to discuss it. You probably have to discuss that once a year or twice a year. The same with education, once a year and twice a year. Education calendar, their calendar, school term calendar for the year. And as I've said, hopefully this will give you practical tools so that you can get an agreement or be as close as possible to an agreement. Para pag tumawag na kayo sa free consultation, is you're just left with talagang ano yung hindi nyo mapagkasunduan. So hopefully that's very helpful for you guys, or sa mga kaibigan nyo, if someone's undergoing some situations like this, please direct them to this post. And if you need any further questions, mamaya we'll flash kung saan kami pwede makontak.
Oy, magandang discussion natin. Magandang discuss mo, attorney, no? But all of these things, for example, yung para mas smooth, it has to come for may realization silang dalawa na kailangan, let's be hindi dapat tayong maging parang confrontational or antagonistic towards one another. Let's work something out, no? Yung mga other issues, yung mga tipong, sabi mo nga, it saves everything, no? Yung sa expenses nila, yung time, no? By trying to work this parenting plan, no? Doon na lang yung mga hindi nagkaka-ugnay-ugnay o hindi mga other issues nila, doon na lang siguro itatanong sa inyo, attorney, no?
Exactly. Kung may mga naiwan pa na hindi talaga sila mag-compromise, at least konti na lang.
Konti
At
na
least
lang.
yun na lang talaga sa talagang, hindi, kung ano na lang talaga yung, they can't see eye to eye. But if they've made, and start with any relationship, at least 80% na agree nyo, that's good, that's a progress. Compared sa pupunta kayo 100% talaga hindi nyo na agree. It's, you need to be able to start getting to that that position that you can have a chat with this other person. Kasi pagkatapos ng case, pagkatapos ng lahat, wala nang lawyers, but still you're co-parents. For another 10 years, 15 years, 18 years, if the child is 1 year
Graduation,
old.
wedding. Diba?
And then after
Graduation,
that,
wedding.
kahit hindi na sila, matanda na sila, pupunta ka pa rin sa graduation. Sinong andun? The other parent as well. Punta ka sa wedding, andun pa rin yung other parent.
Yep.
So this
Yep,
is a
yep.
long-term sustainable plan. We're here to help, but then, we hope that by saying this, we save you hindi lang time, hindi lang money, but also the energy and the heartache na, we're away kami ng amay, wala namang kaming napagkasunduan, no one's the better for it, the children are not the better for it. So it really is, I'm a huge advocate for trying to get parents to talk, to discuss, to air out issues, and if really there are safeguarding concerns, we'll deal with it. The rest, if you can't agree, try to agree.
Napansin ko tong holiday plans, no? One of those things that na-discuss mo. Ito mga reality itong mga nangyayari tunay na buhay, no? Sabi mo, yung pinaka-parent with the primary care, ang usually may hawak niyan ng passports. Pero kung sakaling may problema, yung, parang ayaw nang pabalikin yung anak do sa sabi mo yung lawyers can have the passports? May ganong cases
Sometimes, or the court. Sometimes sasabihin, ayoko dun sa abogado mo kasi abogado mo yan. So sometimes kahit nga lawyers, they'll say, we want someone absolutely a third party ng proceedings na to. So yeah, minsan talagang ganun. I hope not. I hope hindi kayo umabot sa ganun. I hope between yourselves meron pa ring a level of trust and cooperation. But it is possible for courts and lawyers to hold that.
Attorney, yeah, okay. Would a parent be in contempt, for example, ang pwedeng, okay, naiwan yung passport, wala sa kanya or something, pwede bang, kunyari, mag-apply ng lost passport yun and was successfully able to obtain a new set of passport or a new passport for the child or children, no? May possible kaya yun? At kung sakaling possible, ginawa ng isang parent, ano ba, may contempt? Ano ba?
The question is why. Ang contempt is if you take out the children out of the jurisdiction for more than 28 days without the other party's consent, that is illegal. Hindi yan allowed. It's not allowed by law. So, but even so, alam ko, naghihigpit ang mga airports ngayon. So, if you're doing that with the view of ilalabas mo yung mga bata or hindi na tatanggalin sa jurisdiction, it's really unwise. Minsan, and I know this kasi may na-stop akong kliyente or may na-interview, random check lang. Yung ang pagkakaalam ko sa mga airports po is pag may nakita silang single parent with children, they might ask you kung nasan yung other parent, and they might ask you for a letter of consent from the other parent, just randomly. I've known that to happen. So, word of warning to people, even hindi na kayo separated, dinala mo lang yung bata. Kayo pa nga, tatanungin ka pa rin, asan yung other parent nito? So, it's child abduction. If you take the children out of jurisdiction, away from the other parent, walang consent permanently, it's very serious. It's a criminal offense, so it's not good.
Handovers, binanggit mo, child maintenance is talking about money, education, no? Pero itong other conditions, talaga may cases na ganyan, na yung breathalyzer, nagkakaroon ng requirement na,
Exactly.
oy, kailangan medyo below the alcohol level mo, whatever. No?
Exactly. I'll read this is a template of the court.
Oo.
Ano ba, may mga supervisor and supervised, and you can say, supervised contact nasa ano ka muna, nasa contact center. And yeah, meron dito, you must not, may undertaking, may promise ka not to drink alcohol. Nakita ko yung breathalyzer
Wow.
dito.
Kasi
Yeah.
nga, kung sinundo mo yung bata, tapos babangga ka lang, di ba?
Very, very,
Di ba?
very,
Hindi
very
lang yung
important.
life mo yung in-endanger mo ng parent, kundi yung
Pati
pati yung mga
bata
anak
pa
mo,
rin.
no? Mga anak, no?
Sometimes
Okay.
for a while, minsan pwede mong sabihin, well, I want to see a we call it hair strand test. So that's how we test for alcohol abuse and drug abuse. So hair strand
Really, ha?
test.
Lumalabas ba sa buhok yan?
Yes, absolutely. For 3
Wow.
to 6 months. 3 to 6 months.
Wow! Alcohol,
If
Alcohol?
you're interested.
Hindi, kasi you are what you eat, eh. So, di ba, let's for example, if you want to have probably good skin or good ganyan hair, eat oily foods, mga oily fish, oily
Exactly.
ganyan, avocados, kung ano-ano. So, somehow, yung mga sinasabi, pati drugs ba, makikita rin sa buhok. Yung kunyari,
Absolutely.
kung ano ka
Drugs.
ng, tawag dito, substance abuse, tawag ba? Ano ba,
3
the
months?
technical term?
Yeah,
3 months, kita pa
substance
sa buhok mo?
3 months. 3 months.
Wow. So, okay. Hindi lang pala. So, yun. That's one test. Tanggalan ka ng buhok, isang strand or whatever. Makikita sa laboratorio, sa telescope, microscope, or anything. Okay, wow.
It's a proper
That's something new.
scientific. It's very forensic now. It really
Something
has
I've
helped.
learned, eh? So, that
Yeah.
has to be taken, within 3 months, 6 months,
Depende sa court order. I mean, that's very, very, sa pinaka-extreme na cases. Maybe yan yung for a while, for 6 months, and then nakita mo naman na okay na lahat.
6 months, parang after 6 months, pwedeng i-retest ulit, ganun.
Retest ulit.
Ganun, okay. So,
This is
okay.
mostly kapag sasabihin mo, ito siguro how it appears. Sasabihin mo, narinig ko, ito daw yung kung ikaw yung parent, this is what I would say, may issue, sabi, pag pupunta sa akin, ang allegation sa akin, attorney, nagdodroga daw ako, hindi naman. What I would say to him is, kuha ka ng hair strand test, pakita mo sa kanya na wala talaga.
Ayun.
And that's how you'd go deal with this dun sa other issues. So,
Ngayon ko
you
lang
produce
narinig
a
yun.
hair strand test, and it goes 3 months to 6 months. Pwede umabot, but 3 months is quite a good indication.
Wow.
The same, pag sinasabi, alcoholic daw ako, attorney yun,
Oo.
sabi, hindi ko na maalagaan yung mga bata. What I would say to him, kaya punta ka doon, kuha ka ng, we'll organize it.
Sa kinuha yan? Sa parang NHS o saan yan? Tapos merong...
This is private. This is
private
This
yan,
is-
mga private yan. No? So may private na yan, tapos may
May
certificate.
chain of custody po yan. May chain of custody. They
okay.
take IDs. So you can say, I'll voluntarily submit to a hair strand test of your choosing. Ikaw ang pumili, I'll voluntarily submit. That's how you
Galing.
deal with it.
Syempre, di ba? Mas
Scientific
maganda.
evidence.
Ikaw na magsabi ko ano.
It says.
Kung saan mo kung gusto
It
mo
says
para
talaga kung
para
ano
siguradong
kung
hindi na
magkano.
doktor. Di ba?
Sasabihin kung ano yung with alcohol abuse, it really will say if social drinker or talagang
Really,
it's a problem. Yeah.
Kung social drinker, okay lang. May degrees yan.
May degrees,
Sa
may
parang
degrees,
lateral flow test yan, kaya lang may maraming, kunyari, mas grabe kang positive, may negative,
Exactly.
may social drinker ka lang, o may ganyan lang, no? Okay.
It's very interesting. It's very,
Wow.
very interesting.
Hindi, ngayon ko lang nalaman yan.
Yeah, you've done it a few
Tonight,
times
that's something
last
new that I
year.
learned. Oo,
Matagal
okay.
na po to. Ito, matagal na
Hindi ko
to.
alam,
Ever
hindi
since
ko-
I think I
oo.
started in law. It's,
Right.
but
Alam
much
ko,
more
breathalyzer.
ngayon.
Yan, di ba? Pagka inuhuli ka, in-stop ka ng police, tapos titestingin yung yon, alam ko yon. Dahil marami ako mga kilalang Pinoy na na-stop niyan, yung mga ganyan, breathalyzer. When I was in Surrey, when I first arrived in the UK, yan ang experience ko yun. Well, hindi ako. Na-experience ko sa mga nalaman ko yun, sa mga kaibigan, no? Random, aanihin ka ng police, no? Ganun. Lalo na paggabi, nag-drive ka sa countryside. Ayan, no? Okay, teka muna. Yung may apps kasi sinasabi, yung 2hours.com, ano pa isang app na yun?
Twohouses.com.
Sorry,
and
twohouses.com.
Apples. AppCloseHouses.com. App Close, yun ang pangalan. App Close, App Close.
Okay, close. Okay. Bukod doon sa
And
cozy, no?
Cozy is a shared calendar. Really, once nakita ko po ito, hindi po nakita ko po ito na ni-recommend ng Kafkas mismo. So,
Yes.
that's
Sa
them.
Kafkas mismo yan, no? So they can also check out the
Kafkas mismo.
website. Naku, malaking bagay itong yung mga discuss mo kasi pwedeng pag-i-discuss, well, syempre, maintenance, yung mga education, pero nakakatuwa lang, no? Yan nga, yung mga in charge sa mga extracurricular, tapos syempre, yung mga birthday ng bata, yung
Birthday ng
Father's Day,
magulang,
Mother's Day.
nakakalimutan. Birthday ng magulang din, di ba?
So, yeah, oo.
Kapatian nyo.
So, yeah, maganda. At least, meron kayong natutunan for tonight na laman hunin niyo yan. And that's nice. And I'm so glad. Yung ngayon ko lang pwede palang yung sa buhok lang, pwede mo lamang kung nag-abuse ng substance abuse, ganyan. Tapos, yung pati sa pag-inom, no? So,
Pati sa pag-inom po.
Pero buhok lang, ha? Pwede nang
Buhok lang po,
malaman.
yes.
Hindi kasi yung breath,
Buhok lang.
obvious yan hihinga ka sa Pero to buhok, kukuha ng strand parang iniisip ko tuloy, parang DNA testing Pero probably a lower rank before that, pero they could easily test. So ang buhok natin, although we say dead, patay na, it can also manifest yung kung nasa drugs ka o nasa malakas ka uminom, di ba?
It's very
alcoholic
interesting.
Ka, no?
It's very interesting. Isa yan sa pinaka nagagamit ng courts, ng family courts ngayon. We call it HST. So pag narinig niyo po yan, HST means hair strand test. So that's test for alcohol abuse and drug abuse.
Some of the causes of paghihiwalay siguro, minsan nagkakasakitan or dahil nga mahilig maglasing yung lalaki o babae, depende as the case may be, no? O nagda-drugs, so parang hindi they couldn't stand one another. And that could be other issues and conditions na pwedeng di ba? Kailangan bago ka, I will agree na bibigay ko yung bata, madala mo, sa pwede kang Kaya lang, kailangan siguradong wala kang hindi ka nakasabog o drugged or di ba, high o hindi ka lasing, no? So yeah, good. Well, that's wonderful. Sana may natutunan ko kayo sa gabing ito, no? At kung mangyari man yan, sana wag na maitulot. Pero kung mangyari, siyempre, ganyan talaga Hindi naman natin, you can fall in love and you can fall out of love, no? Diba? One moment, you are so sweet and loving to one another, biglang in the course of many years of time, whatever, magkakahiwalay kayo. O mag-aaway kayo, may mga bata kayong ngayong dapat na pag-usapan, no? Okay. Well, maganda topic natin, ha? So, yung mga parenting procedures, no? Plans, so having a parenting plan, no, with your ex or soon to be ex. Okidoki, yung mga huling pagbatiin lang natin direct para sa makaano tayo. Okay, sino yung mga huling okay, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Parang marami to Sige, go. Sige, okay lang. Hindi, sige, tingnan natin. Okay lang. Sige, okay, Edgar, ano ba to kay Edgar? Okay. Ayan,
okay na maging gaya-gaya kay attorney kesa may isang marites doon. Stay positive and smile.
Ang marites yata is an expression, no? It's an expression back in the Philippines, no? Ano ibig sabihin ng marites ba?
Chismosa ata, tama
chismosa,
ba?
marites. Okay na maging gaya-gaya kay attorney DANNA. Okay na, gaya-gaya, attorney DANNA kesa maging...
Na-flatter, thank you, Ed. Na-flatter ako sobra. Na-flatter. I'm very honored. Nakakatawa.
Maganda tingnan yung mga workout photos mo, yung nakita namin na nag-stretching ka yata, no? Oo, so maganda yan. Okay, kasi Adrian Valdez, tingnan, sige, ani lang na. Adrian Valdez.
Ay, kaano ko po yan? Si AIDS is an old friend of mine ng college. Hi, AIDS! Kamusta ka dyan?
Adrian. Teka muna, ito ba yung nasa UK? Di ba sabi mo, hindi lang kayo mga babae, kundi may mga lalaki din sa
yes,
sa
pero
school nyo?
sumunod na siya. Opo, sumunod na siya quite a long time ago. My God, tagal na. Tumatanda na tayo, AIDS!
Andito siya sa UK ngayon, attorney? Nasa UK si Adrian?
Nasa Pilipinas.
Nasa Pilipinas. So, mabuhay, Adrian, ha? Mabuhay ka. Okay. Alright.
Ayan, nahanap. Ma'am Cora Carsola and Ma'am Emeline Rafael, asa na po kayo? Nahanap po kayo ni Edgar Duay.
Oo. Eto, sumagot na. Sumagot naman si Ma'am Cora. Ayan.
Ay, si Tita Cora. Hello, Edgar and Paul. We are with you. Nakakatawa.
Silent nga lang siguro. Parang baka either nakahiga pa yan o kaya patay na yung ilaw niya, no? Although nakikinig na lang, so nanonood na lang, no? Ayan, mabuhay ka, Ma'am Cora, ha? Pag nakita mo yung picture ni Ma'am Cora, talagang napakaganda, no? From when she was, lalo na nung nasa bata pa siyang teacher namin sa Manila, no?
Eh,
Mabuhay,
kahit
Ma'am
ngayon,
Cora.
stunning pa rin. Kahit
Stunning pa rin,
ngayon,
yeah,
natin
yeah, oo,
senior.
oo, oo, yeah.
Stunning,
Pero hindi
very
nagbago.
stunning.
Kung ano yung
Oo.
mukha niya ngayon, yun. Tapos pabatain mo ng mga ano ba, mga 40 years,
Wag
40
mo na
years.
sabihin ng edad.
Oo. Uy, yung sinasabi ko si Chuando, no, he's now 55, but he looks 23. Now, I think hindi ko alam kung Singaporean, kung Malaysian or Hong Kong. I'll double check, no. But Chuando is name, no. Chuando. Parang Chuando. Chuando, no. Chuando. Yeah, si Darmin bababati sa kanyang bro.
Hello,
Mabuhay,
bro.
mabuhay kayo, no? Okay, well. Okay, so yan na muna. Ano na ho tayo, no? Overtime. Pero okay lang yun. Natutuwa,
Overtime tayo.
napakaganda ng ating pinag-usapan dahil ang pag-ibig napupunta sa pamilya, nagkakaroon ng anak, no? Nakikita niyo siguro to, may mga kapatid kayo o mga kamag-anak, no? O kasi kayo na, magulang niyo siguro, naghihiwalay
Yeah.
kayo, 'di ba? So ito yung maaring sa Pilipinas naghiwalay na, pero dito ang mga magulang nyo, hiwalay na kayo, you grew up na gano'n, no? Pero dito, may mga prosesong pwedeng sundin, no? So ngayon, dami ko nalaman, no? Yung mga ganyan, yung pwede palang i-hand over, yung lawyer, yung judge can order na yung passport can be held by who? The lawyer or
Either the lawyer or the judge
one of the or
court,
the primary care the parent who
primary
holds
care.
dahil tinakas yung ano, no? Oo. So okay. Well, naku, malaking bagay, no? Malaking bagay ho to. Malaking
Sana
bagay
makatulong.
natin sa
Sana po
Pilipinas.
makatulong. Practical examples, practical tools, para may mga magamit kayo pag nag-uusap kayo, meron kayong guidelines, meron kayong checklist para yun nga, para makatipid ng legal cost. Hindi lang tayo dito sa para you're also conserving energy as well, conserving time, conserving yung patience nyo, yung ano nyo sa very difficult situation. It's a very difficult situation. I've seen my clients, how this affected them. So it's also good to be able to get our clients out into a better situation as efficiently as possible. So ito yung aspiration namin. Sana po makatulong po ito. Sana po maging tools nyo po ito to get to an agreement.
Okay, well, in case, for example, you want to the extreme, talagang, you want to really, talagang, need the help of a solicitor at mas lalong matrash out yung other issues ninyo, no? Dahil maaaring on most conditions, on most sa checklist, okay kayo, pero sa iba, no? Hindi kayo magkatugma. So, ito, attorney, siguro magpaalam na rin tayo. So, yes, baka meron ka pa gustong na idagdag na alam, nakalimutan ko banggitin. Malalaman naman si Mr. Laragan na bago bukod sa HRT, Hair Strand, HST, yan, no? Hindi hormonal replacement therapy, hindi ho yun. HST, Hair Strand Test. Okay, attorney, sige, go ahead. Paalam na tayo. Sige, go.
Yes, kung if you need further advice, kung meron talagang hindi talaga mapagkasunduan, you can email me at d.quinto@dbsolicitors.com or call me at 01234225188. Again, it's d.quinto@dbsolicitors.com or call me at 01234225188. Before we go, just want to say thank you as always. Huwag natin kalimutan si Direk Pao, who's always working hard, working late. Maraming salamat, Direk Pao. And Mr. Laragan, thank you. Pagwapo ka ng pagwapo, paslim ka ng paslim. Si Mr. Laragan talaga ang ating model ng bayan. Thanks for inspiring us all. Hope to see everyone fitter, healthier, happier next week. I think I'll end with that. Ay, sorry. Nakamute ka ata, Mr. Laragan.
Sabi ko, sorry, attorney, napablush ako tuloy sa sinabi. Sorry. Napablush ako sa sinabi mo. Yeah, we try to be fit, no? And nakakatuwa yung ginagawa mo, no? At pakita mo nga direct yung kanyang stretching no, para makita natin
Yung
para rin
stretching
tayo
ko,
ma-inspire.
sabay-sabay po tayo mag-stretch.
Bukod sa pagkain, yung para makita yung kanyang yan, stretching niya, yan. Okay, yan.
Sabay-sabay po tayong mag-stretch.
Okay.
Yes.
Abay, kompleto at tayo mo. Mahilig ka pala sa mga tayo cups, attorney? Ganun ba?
Kasi po masakit sa ulo makapal po kasi yung buhok ko. Masakit sa ulo
Yung pagtakbo mo. Yung pagka gumagalaw ka.
Yeah.
So, ganun. So, instead of tying it,
Instead of tying it, sometimes I just wear a
galing.
cap and sometimes parang medyo superstitious ako, may mga lucky. Lucky
Okay.
cap. Ay, lucky cap ako just to,
Good.
for good vibes, kumbaga.
Oo.
Diyan pa rin pagka-Pilipino, medyo, ano nga ba sa atin yan, yung superstition, ganun ako I race with the same shorts I've had for 12 years. So,
Tama naman yun. Ganun talaga eh. Si Manny Pacquiao, he does that, no? Yung mga si Efren Bata Reyes, he does that, no? May mga friends tayo. Si Roston Padilla, when he was still a man, meron siyang ginagawa talaga. So, yung mga bagay-bagay na gano'n, no? So, buti, nakaka-inspire ka. Aside from the cooking, you inspired me this weekend. We might go for the salmon heads. Hanapin ko yan, tingnan ko yan. Dahil sinigang. Kailangan ng sinigang mix, no? Di ba? So, kaya ngayon magkakaroon ng reality yung gaya-gaya, no, with Attorney Dana, no, siyempre
sabay-sabay tayo. Ayun,
Inspire.
sabay-sabay tayong maging healthier and happier dito sa
healthy.
Legal Advice Corner.
We have to be healthy kasi we have to take care of our, pangit naman yung medyo ugod na kayo or masakit ang katawan nyo, no? And you're probably, one is I have hypertension, so I'd like to, if I can do away with it, no, by doing this healthy thing that I'm doing, a bit of running, so baka sakali. Okay, I guess napakaganda ako. Ako nag-enjoy ako sa gabi nito. Marami ako natutunan, no? At some of the realities of separating and working out the parenting plan, yung mga yung mga special conditions ng breathalyzer, it's a reality, no? Siyempre, bawat ang batas may kanya-kanya storya, ba? Parang telenovela ang bawat kasong hinahawakan ninyong mga abogado, di ba? Bawat isa may storya May kanya-kanyang, di ba? Hindi naman lahat isa lang parang nag-fit sila lahat no sa hindi, may kanya-kanyang demand. So may kanya-kanyang bawat isa may individual cases sa mga
individual
mag-asawa,
facts,
diba?
yes.
Oo,
Iba-iba
so
yung complication ng isang story.
complications, tama yan.
Iba-iba yung needs, iba-iba yung issues. So, ito guideline lang. Ito lang, kumbaga starting point lang. So, kailangan pag-isipan kung ano talaga yung kailangan, ano yung applicable po sa inyo. And hopefully, you're nearer to an agreement. You're nearer to a more peaceful na situation rather than a dispute. So that's the aspiration.
Maganda yan. So kayo mga kababayan, lalo na let's say kung yung mga Pinoy side yan, let's say siyempre mga spouse nyo hindi Pinoy, say yung British or any other nationality, at least malaking bagay if you go into medyo complicated na yung mga kailangan nyo ayusin, andyan na si attorney, no? Somehow, no, you can get the services of a solicitor to help you out, work out yung inyong divorce, and kasama na yung parenting plan na yan, no? So, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye. Nako, it's been a very wonderful evening. Dagdag kaalaman na naman, no? And next week, meron na tayong bagong pumapasok, the first greeter, no? Little game natin, no? So, malalaman natin kung sino next week ang unang babate o sa atin. Okay, so sa ngalan mo, attorney, no? Sa ngalan no ni attorney Dana Quinto, sa ngalan ng ating direktor na si Paula Perez, ito po si SONNY Laragang nagsasabing thank you very much sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay, no? Dito sa ating programang Legal Advice Corner. So let's do it again next week. Let's do another Happy Tuesday. So till then, take care, God bless, and good night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Tapos lang yung niluto mo Paborito ko yan.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.